Welcome everyone to this video that I hope will describe the role, purpose, and duties of usher greeters here at the Chapel in the Pines. Some of the things we will cover will be old hat for some of you, but a good portion of what I will talk about will be new information, even descriptions of new duties. Either way, I hope this video will be of help to those of you who take the time to watch it now, and also those who will serve as usher greeters in the future. Here at the chapel, we do not have folks to volunteer to be ushers and other folks to agree to serve as greeters. We combine the two and simply assign 4 people to each Sunday morning worship service to serve as ushers and greeters. In other words, depending on the Sunday, you may be asked to take on the role of an usher or the role of a greeter. So what role does the greeter play? The greeter should be the first person that welcomes members, participants, and visitors alike. The positioning of the greeter is important to make sure that they are the first contact. On good weather days, one greeter should be outside the front doors of the chapel sanctuary. And when the weather is unfriendly, this greeter should be just inside those double doors. The second greeter should be in the office hallway to welcome those who enter the church using the elevator, entering from the fellowship hall, or coming in from the courtyard door. Nothing is required of a greeter except a name tag, a big smile, and a warm welcome. Perhaps you will want to open the door for those who are entering. When greeting a visitor, please take time to answer any questions they might have and personally introduce them to the usher who will continue the welcome. So now we need to consider the role of the usher. One usher will take the position inside the front door of the chapel on a good weather day. And because our narthex is so small, just behind the back pews as folks enter the sanctuary on a bad weather day. The second usher will be standing at the door as folks enter the sanctuary from the hallway. The ushers will also welcome each person, offer them a bulletin, be available to answer any questions, such as where is the nursery or where do I find the restroom, and personally take visitors into the sanctuary to help them find a seat and to introduce them to those who will be sitting near them. Again, all that is needed is a name tag, a big smile, and a willingness to make everyone, visitor, participant, and member alike, feel special and welcome. This discussion of the roles of the ushers and greeters brings up 2 questions. The first is, who decides of the 4 which 2 are ushers and which 2 are greeters? The 4 of you should put your heads together before worship and make that decision among yourselves. The second is, since I don't know everyone who participates in our church, how do I recognize a visitor without looking clueless or making the visitor feel uncomfortable? I know that each of you will develop the skills to do this in your own way, but here's one suggestion. Hi, I don't believe we've met. My name is Jeff. She replies, I'm Sally. Glad to meet you, Sally. Welcome to the Chapel in the Pines. Is this your first visit to the chapel? Now here you're going to get some feedback from Sally. She's either going to say yes, or she's going to say that she's a frequent visitor, has been here many times, or she's going to say that she is a member of the church and worships here all the time. If she's a visitor, you might reply with, well, we're so glad that you have decided to visit us. Let me introduce you to Bart, who Bart happens to be the usher that day. We're both willing to answer any questions you might have, to help you find a seat, and to assist you with anything else while you're here. Don't forget to join us for coffee and fellowship following the service. Bart then takes it from there. Or Sally's going to say, why, Jeff, I've been coming to the chapel for 3 years, which gives Jeff the perfect time to say, Well, then it's long past due that we met, Sally, and it's good to now have a name to put with your face. Come on in. What should you do before worship? Arrive no later than 8:15. Make a decision about who will serve as ushers and who will serve as greeters, and take your positions. As worship begins, what then? Since there are always late arrivals, every Sunday there are late arrivals. And since those late arrivals almost always come in the front door of the sanctuary, one usher and one greeter will remain in or around the narthex to greet until the passing of the welcome pads. These pads should be divided and given to the 4 usher greeters as the service begins. How about this passing of the welcome pads? Each of the 4 usher greeters must take a well-designated and assigned section. This should be done quickly. So consult the bulletin and don't wait until I finish the announcement about the welcome pads. Start passing them out as soon as I begin the announcement. This is the perfect time to count the people in your assigned section so that we might get an accurate count of the number of people in worship. After you have distributed the welcome pads, please return to the narthex, and the 4 of you will add your numbers up and post the total on the attendance sheet on the back of the closet door in the narthex. Now, how about the offering? It is of utmost importance that each person in the congregation touch the offering plate. I want to say that once more. It is of utmost importance that each person in the congregation touch the offering plate. We demonstrated this at the in-person training session. If you did not attend that session, please get with one of the usher greeters who did. Let them show you how you agreed this should be done before you take up the offering for the first time. Just remember, each person in the congregation must touch the offering plate. If there are several of you who would like to see this demonstration in person, just agree on a day and time, and I'll be glad to help you with it until you feel comfortable with this process. Following the service, the 2 ushers will return to their starting positions and greet everyone as they depart, thanking everyone for coming and making sure they know that they are invited to our coffee and fellowship. The 2 greeters will take a position behind me outside the doors to the sanctuary. I will greet everyone, but if I notice a visitor, I will introduce them to one of the greeters, and I may ask them to walk with the visitor to coffee and fellowship and introduce them to a few folks who have gathered there. So when do we start following these instructions and the new duties that come along with them? It was decided at the in-person training that all usher greeters would be encouraged to see this video and have their questions answered before December the 1st. That is the day we will begin any new duties that have been mentioned in this video. Thanks for watching, and I'm always available to answer any questions you might have, and I'm sure that Ruth is available to you as well. Hope all things go well with the usher greeters on December the 1st, the first Sunday of Advent. Thanks for watching, everybody.